What's up everyone, and welcome to my annual tier list of all of the games that I've played in 2025. I really like doing this every year because it's a fun look back and wrap up of all the games and just like revisiting games that we've played. Some of these games are not posted on the channel, so if you want to check those out, you can find those on my Patreon. I have every game and VOD on there in 1440p. That's completely unedited, and it's a nice way to help support your girl, all that good stuff. Also, if you want to join us live for whatever shenanigans we're up to, twitch.tv/lunity, I would love to have you here. But today's list consists of all kinds of things. Unfortunately, this year I did get a little sick for a long time, and I wasn't able to either finish a lot of games or play as many games as we typically do in a year. So the unfinished category might be kinda big. I'll still rank them, I suppose, based off of what I was able to enjoy. Also, ground rules for my tier list. I feel like tier lists can get a little complicated sometimes, for me anyway, because I feel like there's an objective tier list, a subjective tier list, and then like a mix. So I feel like I try to do a bit of a mix, or I'll like clarify my thoughts on something, because like a game could objectively be like pretty bad, but I could still like really enjoy it sentimentally or just like subjectively. So it's like, you know, I'll put it in like A or S because of that, even if it sucks. I don't know. That's the ground rules. And let me know if you disagree with my tier list. I would love to hear your opinions, because I feel like this might be a little interesting. But let's just get into the tier list, shall we? Where to begin? I feel like a lot of these are in chronological order. I feel like we're starting off with a game I didn't get to finish, and I really enjoyed playing. We did continue to play Metaphor into 2025. I was playing it every Monday, and as you know, Metaphor is a very long game, so me playing it once a week was taking forever. I don't know how far into Metaphor I got to. I don't even know if I'm halfway through, but I really enjoyed Metaphor, and I just wish I had more time. I still believe that I will finish this playthrough. I know I only posted the first episode of this playthrough on my channel, but we did like play a lot more of it, and it is available on my Patreon for those that are curious. A lot of my chat says that this was meta-forgotten, which hurts every time you guys say it. But I'm still gonna put this in S tier because Metaphor is just, it's a great game. I know the last time I played it was literally February might have been my last Metaphor Monday. So February 2025 was the last time I played Metaphor. But you know what? To be honest, I've heard some people say that they play games like this and Persona in like arcs, like they play them in seasons, which is kind of, yeah, like it makes sense to me, you know? You enjoy them like an anime season. You pick it right back up where you left off, and it can be, you know, interesting. So I'll put it here, but it's still technically unfinished. Okay, next up, we have Star Wars Outlaws. Now I know this might be a hot take. I don't know about you guys. What are you guys rating Outlaws? For those that played Outlaws, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Personally, I loved this game. I really did. A few notes, I guess. I haven't played a whole lot of Ubisoft games before, so it was like my first time experiencing like a Ubisoft kind of game. I kind of liked it. I liked the layout of everything. Star Wars Outlaws is just like a whole vibe. Tony was playing it just the other day. I got him the game on the Switch, and it just reminded me of the vibes, like feeling it, like the UI alone felt really cool. I loved the environment, the exploration. I loved playing Sabacc in that game. Nyx was absolutely adorable. I thought, like, you know, like the stealth, I suck at stealthing, but that's part of the fun. I felt like the missions were really fun. I really didn't like it for a little bit though, but that was my own fault because I think I set my difficulty too high. But once I lowered the difficulty, I was having a lot more fun with it. I really liked it. I had a lot of fun with it. I know a lot of people hate on Ubisoft and they hate on their Star Wars and blah blah, but for someone who enjoys Star Wars, has no bias against Ubisoft or whatever, it was my first time playing a Ubisoft game, I really liked it. I'll put it in A. Like, I am wholeheartedly, genuinely, I had a great time. The story is like whatever, you know, but like the overall experience, I had a great time. There wasn't enough game there, I heard. In Outlaws, there's so much stuff to do. Like, there are so many things to do, a lot of collectibles. The maps felt like pretty full with things to explore. There's like DLC content, there's like the games. I don't know how there isn't enough game. Like, truly. People can have their opinions, but you know, yeah, Outlaws is an A tier. I really liked the game. I really did. I genuinely had a wonderful experience with it. So maybe not everyone had the same one, but I loved it. So after Outlaws, we watched Kingdom Hearts Recoded. I don't know if that's worthy of being on the tier list because we didn't play the game. It was more of like a watch party. So we won't have that on here. She's more of a light 'em up kind of gal. I'm like, I really do. I attempt the stealth and then it just goes severely wrong. And then I'm just like, okay, everybody, y'all going down. She tries. She really tries. Next up, we have Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. This was played in February 6, 2025. What would I rank Dream Drop Distance? I feel like once I got the flow motion and everything, it was really fun. The Dream Eaters were cute, but not my favorite aspect of a Kingdom Hearts game. It felt kind of Pokemon-like, which was interesting. The story in Dream Drop Distance, it had its moments, but not like anything crazy. Like, if I am comparing especially with other Kingdom Hearts games, Dream Drop Distance feels like it's okay. Nothing to write home about, in my opinion. I don't think it's bad, but I feel like I will put it in a B. It feels like that's the place to put it. It does have that moment, which is cool, but I don't know if that one moment is enough to like bring it to an A, you know? Definitely a very cool moment. I'll allow it. I'm being scrutinized. So yeah, if this offends you, I'm sorry. But again, it's my tier list, so. I think B is generous, TBH. Oh, really? I might have said C, especially thinking about other Kingdom Hearts games. I mean, it could be possible that I may adjust this tier list along the way as I'm putting stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, so I placed this here, but I like this more than this. Like, there could be changes that happen, you know? There could be changes. Compared to the other Kingdom Hearts games, it's lacking a lot. Levels are big and empty. The super boss is weak. It introduces the whole time travel thing, which is divisive. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I might put this at like a lower B, because like high B, I don't think it would be there. So for the sake of there's nothing else here, we'll see. Like I said, it could change depending. Next up, we have Monster Hunter Wilds. So this was my first time ever playing a Monster Hunter game. What are my thoughts on it though? It could be that the game just maybe didn't hit it for me. I really liked the community aspect where you could play with friends and we could, you know, we had some members of the community play together. I even played with my friend Uni on stream, which was really cool. I like that the combat is very like free flowing and you kind of just like mess up these monsters wherever, and like you have like the different weapons that do different stuff. I feel like it was just a little, because I don't know if it's because it was my first Monster Hunter game, but it was really hard for me to get into and learn. If I didn't have Twitch chat to help me, I feel like I would have I don't even think I would have gotten as far as I did. It was interesting. I didn't really stick with it for too much though. Like even when I wasn't streaming, I didn't feel like a draw to play it off stream too much. Maybe it just didn't hit the mark for me. I know a lot of people really like Monster Hunter. It has like a really big following and a lot of people play it. I just don't know if it did it for me. So I think like objectively and everything, I feel like it'll be before Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Obviously, this is a more modern game. This is more like an objective like ranking here in comparison to Dream Drop Distance. I'll put it here for now. I don't know. I just feel like it just really wasn't for me. I don't know. It just didn't hit for me. Monster Hunter ain't for everyone 100%. Yeah, I love it, but I understand why people don't. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I'm really glad that I got to try it. And I'm really thankful that you guys got to teach me. It's just like, I think for me to really like it, I would have had to like grind it a lot. Like I really liked the idea of like grinding for the different, like the journal entry things and like the crowns and the stuff. Like I thought that that's kind of like interesting. Do you like the concept of the game, finding monsters and killing them? Yeah, I thought it was really cool, like having to hit their weak spots, and like I really liked the weapon that I was using. I chose like the dual-handed weapon thing, right? And like the spinny like Attack on Titan attack thing, that was sick. That was very, very cool. It's just like kind of more complicated. I feel like I would really need to like watch videos and like get combos down to get the most out of it, perhaps, or to play with friends more, maybe. And I don't have friends, so I didn't get to, you know. And that was in, let's see, we played Monster Hunter in March, which means Assassin's Creed also came out in March. So Assassin's Creed Shadows, I got to play 6 streams worth of Assassin's Creed Shadows before the first Berserker Khazan came out. So this is an unfinished game, unfortunately. So Assassin's Creed Shadows, my second Ubisoft game. I'm trying to think back on it. I feel like the story was progressing. So again, I didn't get to finish the story. So my ranking is based on what I played up to, which I don't want to say too much because it could be a spoiler for those that haven't played it yet, for those that care. And I know a lot of people dogged on this game too. I don't know if it's just because Ubisoft or what. I liked the combat. The combat was cool. The stealth, I actually did a lot more stealth in this game than I expected myself to. I think because, you know, when you play the girl character, she is a stealthy character. And I feel like I really liked all of the tools that I had to my disposal to do all the stealth stuff. I was actually kind of missing a lot of those when I was playing Yotei. I was like, man, I kind of wish I had a lot of the stealth tools that I had in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I was missing them. Yeah, the stealth system in Shadows was great. I really liked it. I think the only issue that I came across with it was when it came to like exploring castles and stuff, I kind of felt like the exploration almost felt a little daunting because it was so much to like, I'm a loot goblin, so of course I need to get all the loot in a location. And there's a lot of loot in these locations. So it took me like forever to do some of the castles and stuff, which maybe that's just like a me problem because, you know, I like to get all the loot. But it kind of felt a little repetitive at a certain point as well. Like some of the castles just felt kind of like we're just doing the same thing a little bit. Yeah, they don't call her lunity for nothing, folks. But that was like maybe halfway through. It did feel daunting and I didn't really like using the samurai guy. Okay, I don't think I got to play as much of the samurai guy for me to be able to have like a solid opinion on his play style. I think I had gotten to a point where I had unlocked him and played a little bit further than that, and then that's where I wasn't able to continue. Where would I put this? I would put this in like a higher B, low A. Because, I mean, I love feudal Japan stuff, the scenery alone. I don't know. It's been a bit since I've played it, and because I didn't get to finish it, it's kind of hard for me to remember everything. Like, story-wise and all of that was also very interesting. I was very curious to see how it was going to end, because this story does feel a little similar to Ghosts of Yotei. I did finish Yotei, did not finish Shadows. But if I were to place this, it'll be like high B, low A-ish, but it is unfinished. I only used Yasuke when they made me do it. Oh, really? Interesting. Repetitive is the key word with this game. It's interesting you guys felt the same about that. Shadows has added so much since you played it, some crossovers, a DLC, some new side quests. I have like 200 hours into it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the DLCs that they've posted about it, like the Attack on Titan DLC. I was not expecting to see that. Like, that's crazy. Are these like free DLCs as well, by the way, Dragon? They are free, yes? Well, yeah, that's great. Like, free DLCs is pretty nice. So, I mean, I guess if you miss, like, if you played Ghost of Yotei and Ghost of Tsushima and you need more of, like, that style of a game, maybe I could say you could play some Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't know. If you get a chance, go back to it. I would like to finish Shadows. Shadows is a game I would like to finish as well, because I would like to see how the story ends too. I'm very curious to see how different, how it compares, or, well, I don't really like to compare the two, but how the story differs maybe from Yotei would be interesting. Next on the list is actually the first Berserker Khazan. So this came out in, well, I played it in March 26th. I think it came out around that time. And I really liked this game. I'm a really big fan of Souls-like games. This one felt more challenging to me. I can't remember if this has difficulty settings. I think it did. But I played it on a harder difficulty, I believe. It was a challenging game for me. I know some people have breezed through it and it ain't no thing, but I was on bosses for hours with this game. Towards the end, it was getting ridiculous. I was losing my mind. But I really liked the art style. I liked the themes of the game. I loved the characters. The voice acting was really good. The story was really intriguing to me. So I really liked this. The music for the boss fights were fantastic. Overall, I did get really frustrated with some fights and I was raging my ass off, but I still had fun with it. The question is, do I put this above or below Outlaws? That'll be interesting. Some people might feel like this is so ridiculous that I'm even considering this. I think you guys may underestimate how much I enjoyed Outlaws. I really like that game. I think because this is a Souls-like, I feel like sometimes it's a little hard to compare a Souls-like to an open world game as well. Because open world, you just have so many more options and opportunities for just things to do. But yeah, it does have Ben Starr. So, I mean, I guess for the sake of, I'll put this here for now. But they're very close, I would say. I had a good time with Khazan. Souls is open world? Not all of them. A lot of Souls-like games are very linear, which Khazan is very linear, which I appreciate sometimes. Sometimes I'm sick of open world and I just feel like playing a linear game. I don't want to think of where to go. I just want to go straight. Wherever it takes me, and it's kind of nice sometimes. Oh yeah, you can be a female Khazan now, which is really cool as well. That's really awesome. A for A, Ben Starr's in this game. Ooh, guess what came out in April? April 14th was the first time I played Blueprints. Oh my god. Okay, Blueprints, my dearest Blueprints. I cannot gush and glaze anymore about this game. I love it. I love Blueprints so much. It's everything I've ever dreamed of in a game. I love mystery. I have never done an escape room, so this is the closest thing that I can imagine I would ever have to an escape room experience. I need to fix that. I don't know why I've never done an escape room. I don't know. I love puzzles. I loved even just seeing the trailer. When I first saw the trailer, I thought the concept was very interesting. It was very, just very intriguing. Everything about this, I mean, technically, I don't even know if this is considered to be an unfinished, because at what point, I was able to get to room 46 in this game, and I don't want to say too much about it in case anyone has not played it, but it's just amazing. The feeling I got playing this game, this is an obvious S, first of all. The feeling I would get when I would figure out a puzzle or the aha moment or just the moment all the pieces finally came together, that feeling, that rush of dopamine and serotonin is just through the roof. Like, I cannot even compare that feeling to anything else because you need a lot of patience to play Blueprints. It is not for everyone. It's a very niche game, I will admit. It's not something that everyone can enjoy. You have to be a little stubborn and kind of crazy to be willing to bash your head against a wall on puzzles and taking screenshots and writing notes and having to keep all of the little details in mind. But God, is the payoff so good. It's so good. And technically, there are more puzzles for me to unveil, unlock, discover in this game. So it technically could be put under unfinished, but I feel like I have played a solid chunk of this game. And like I said, I have hit room 46 for me to be able to confidently say, without a doubt in my mind, that this is S+ tier, okay? I love Blueprints. It is so good. If you love puzzle games and you're willing to write notes, take screenshots, become a detective essentially, you should check it out because it's just wonderful. I need this game to come to the Switch. I don't know why it's not on the Switch, period. Like, I hope that it comes to the Switch. I would love that. Oh, is it free on the PS5? Blueprints? Ooh, if anything that I said is up your alley, then consider checking it out. Next, after Blueprints, what do we have? Expedition 33. Oh my god. So I can't remember the exact release date of Expedition 33, but the first day I played it apparently was on May 2nd, 2025. Easy D tier. Like, I don't even have to say. I don't even have to say, y'all. But my question is, do I like Expedition 33 more than Blueprints? I don't even know. I think it's hard. I think, like, Expedition 33 was just such an experience overall. Musically, visually, the characters. I have never felt so... I mean, I've felt a lot of pain playing other games, and I don't know if it's just because this one hit in a year where, like, the themes and the topics of the game were so relevant and kind of, like, fresh that I actually needed to take a break from the game for, like, an emotional break, because it was just so much to kind of handle. I was so invested in these characters. I loved them so deeply, and the story, the mystery of the story was so, it was like nothing I've ever experienced before. It was truly a unique experience. Like I remember there was, like, this game was getting hate because they were like, people would say, oh yeah, the trailers, I bet the game looks nothing like it. And actually the game looked exactly like the trailers did. And it was just, they truly blew all of our minds. The fact that it won Game of the Year and all of the awards that it did this year was absolutely warranted. They deserved them. It goes without saying. It just, like, it speaks for itself. Yeah, I cried a lot. We felt a lot of emotions. Technically, there's a lot of, like, side things, like post or, like, late game stuff that I haven't finished. Simon, I actually haven't even gotten the chance to look at the DLC quite yet with the Versos drafts at this point in time. That would be something I would like to look into as well, obviously. But Expedition 33, without a doubt, S tier. And now it's getting hate for being so good. That's just what happens when something becomes very popular. People don't like seeing things succeed. People don't like seeing popular things because they see it so much, they get tired of it, and they want to hate on it. And it's just stupid. I think it's a very good game. I have major complaints with it, but I totally understand why it's S tier. Oh yeah, I don't think it's a perfect game. I did have some issues with like some of the, like, the direction, you know, that the story ended up going. I don't want to say too much in case some people haven't played it. Like, you know, it's not perfect, but it's very close. It's very, very close. There's just so many more positive things that I enjoyed that it outweighed the negatives severely, you know? Like, there may be some stuff that I was wishing for at the time, like the loadouts, but thankfully they have that in the DLC, which is really, really nice. Next is Nightreign, Elden Ring Nightreign. So, as some of you may know, I played Elden Ring for 6 months back when Elden Ring was released, okay? I played the shit out of that game. I did multiple runs, different weapon loadouts, different challenge runs. It was my jam for half of a year. Elden Ring Nightreign, I was excited and tried it out, and it just is not my thing. I wanted to love it, and I'm sad that it just didn't click for me. I didn't like how rushed it feels. When it comes to, like, Souls-like games, I like to take my time. I like to fully explore stuff. I like to, you know, I'm on loony time. But in Elden Ring Nightreign, you have it's like roguelite, whatever. And you have it on the timer and everything, and it just didn't vibe with me too much. I didn't like it very much. That's not to say that it's bad, though. I know a lot of people really, really like it, but personally, for me, it just didn't hit the mark. Yeah, it's like a battle royale type of feeling, you know, like you have to make it to the end in a certain time, and I just didn't like that because I wanted to be able to progress like you normally would in an Elden Ring game, but that's just not what this game was like, you know? You have to do it as a group and all of that stuff, and it just, not for me. It feels bad to put it in like a lower tier just purely because it's not my style of game, because I don't think it's a bad game. So this is one of those moments where it's not like this is objectively a low-tiered game. It's just in terms of enjoyment for me, it was not it for me. I think Nightreign is a good game for people who wanted something like Elden Ring, but like switch it up, you know, like it's a spin-off of Elden Ring to something fresh, something different. And then we had Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza kind of came out around the same time for me in terms of like when my VODs were, apparently. Mario Kart World is okay. I'm not a big racing kind of gal. It's just like not my thing, you know? I almost feel bad that this is on the tier list just because I don't feel like I'll give it a ranking that it deserves, maybe, because it's just not my thing. Like, I think it's fun to play like when you're hanging out with friends and you're at like at a friend's house and you're playing Mario Party or Mario Kart World. But like when you're playing even at home against other people, like it's fun to play on stream. We played a couple of games on stream. It was a fun time, but I'm not like obsessed. I tried playing it off stream and I just kind of got a little bored of it after a bit. I think it's really cool what they did with it. I appreciate the time that they spent into like all the worlds connecting and all of the outfits. I thought the outfits were really cool in the game. I just like, I'm not the type of person to sink hours and hours and hours into a racing game. And then especially like, yeah, it's just not my thing. So I can appreciate Mario Kart World for what it is. It's kind of like Nightreign, right? Like, I'm not into BR, I'm not into like a fast-paced rogue-like, Souls-like. I'm just not into racing games. But we had some fun moments on stream, so I'll put it here. I like the different modes that they added, like the racing stuff with the elimination thing, and the fact that you can have so many people in a lobby. Yeah, fun party game, but not much for single player unless you're a fanatic for the series. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the perfect way for me to say as well. Next up, we have Donkey Kong Bananza. Now, this is actually falling into my unfinished list, unfortunately. I did play this on stream for a solid bit, and then I was kind of like, hey chat, do you guys mind if I just end up playing this off stream? Because it didn't feel like a stream game. And what I mean by that is it was kind of like, you know, the story wasn't super prevalent, or like, you know, a lot of the game is hunting for bananas, ooh, banana, which is fun, and punching things and exploring, which I feel like is cool, but it can get a little repetitive and samey after time, which is what I ended up feeling playing this game even off stream. I like looking for the bananas and it's kind of fun, like kind of like turn your brain off and just punch stuff a little bit banana, you know, and some of the stuff abilities you get along the way are very interesting. The world I have made it up to is very rainy, if that helps, and it involves that's all I'll say in case anyone hasn't played Bananza yet, rather. And I feel like there's still a lot to go apparently, but I just haven't felt like a pull to play it. Yeah, it is a Nintendo game and most are family friendly, even their stories, despite them taking kind of a backseat to the gameplay. Yeah, no, for sure. I can acknowledge that. I think it's meant to be, you know, for all ages and stuff. So I don't think it's meant to be like a crazy game, you know? Like if we're comparing it to E33. So this is technically unfinished, like I said, but if I were to rank it, gosh, I don't know if it's just because of the simple nature of it and like it's easy to get into and it's like, you know, pretty enjoyable. I would probably put it here. B for Bananza, but it does go in the unfinished slot. And I think so far this feels pretty on track, you know. I would play that game at a high B. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. It's a solid game. Like, I feel like it's like, at its core, it's a good, fundamentally made game. Like, objectively, it is a good game. It's just kind of, you know, it's simple, it's basic, but it has some, like, cool, innovative things, like, I think that were really interesting. But, like, you know, nothing crazy. Oh, I guess technically I played Summer of 80s. Don't even with me. Don't even with me, okay? I don't, first of all, I don't play horror games, so I feel like this doesn't even count. Like, I shouldn't even have this. This is like, I've ranted about how people who don't like Christmas movies critique Christmas movies, okay? And they rank Christmas movies, and I'm doing the same thing, okay? I don't like horror games. I shouldn't be playing them. I physically cannot play them because of my health. Which makes me sad because Resident Evil 9, I'm sad. So I feel like this is disingenuous. It doesn't feel fair, but I did not like this game. Obviously, I had the worst time because I shit myself the whole time and I gave myself acid reflux. Literal medical reason. So I don't know, if you like Summer of 86, 58, whatever the fuck, I can't even read, I'm too tilted, then I'm glad. But it's just, again, this is like a severe not for me. Like, this is like not for me. Happy you love it. This is just death to loony, okay? D for death to lunity. Do not play. Do not. No. D for the health took a turn. Like I said, I feel like this isn't fair to the game, but if we're going purely based off of my enjoyment, that is where it's going. It would go even lower if there was a lower letter. The reason I played it, for those wondering, if you were wondering, well, what if you have a medical condition and you hate horror games, why did you play this? Well, I had a 12-hour celebration stream for hitting 100K on Twitch, yay! Which thank you guys for very much. And one of my incentives was to play a horror game if we hit a certain goal. Ha ha, joke's on me. We hit the goal, I didn't think we would, so I put it at a ridiculous goal that I didn't think we were gonna get. And then we did, and then here we are. So I regretted it. That was the one, yes. So I played this for like an hour, I think it was. It was play a horror game for an hour. So we picked like a relatively short one where it was just like, you know, quick, whatever. And turns out this was probably the worst thing I could have played. It was terrifying to me. So that's why this is even here in the first place, in case you were wondering. I don't think I finished, technically this is unfinished, because I think there was parts of this that, like, I didn't complete the game. But that's irrelevant. We need something in D tier, and it's gonna be this, I've decided. Next up, we have Wuchang Fallen Feathers. This is also a Souls-like game that came out in July. I really enjoyed it. It was super pretty. The combat was really fun. The outfits were fire. Story kinda interesting, but it's a Souls-like, so like the storytelling kinda, you know, not the main focus, I guess. Unfortunately, I didn't get to finish this one because this was after I had gotten sick, and turns out I wasn't able to really handle doing like intense boss fights because it would affect my heart rate and it would make me feel really shitty. So I got sick and I got diagnosed with like GERD and like long COVID and stuff. So I was dealing with a lot of like long COVID symptoms and things, which were really annoying and kind of affected the games I could play, like Wuchang. So I couldn't play like things that got my heart rate going, basically, which is super shitty. And I think it's gotten better since then. I haven't tried playing Wuchang since, but I liked it a lot. I was having a lot of fun with it. Where would I put Wuchang if I were to rank it, though? I wonder if did I like it more than Khazan? It's hard to say because I finished Khazan and I didn't finish Wuchang. I heard that there were a lot of difficult bosses after the part that I was at. The last boss that I remember fighting, which was one that was a little harder, it was a woman, and she had like white hair, I think, if anyone happened to play Wuchang, if you know what I'm talking about. I think that might have been one of the last bosses I fought. Yeah, I was going through it during this time. Yeah, it's hard for me to say. I would put it in A for sure. I'm just not sure if I liked it more or less than Khazan. So I guess, oops, for the sake of like just ranking it in general, it is unfinished, so maybe if I were to finish it, it could go here, but I'll put it here just for now. But it is still an unfinished game. I think I would do this though. After Wuchang, I think I went back to Expedition 33. Oh yeah, I had to take a break from Expedition 33 because I wasn't, you know, I was just going through it. On August 20th was when we started Kingdom Hearts 3. Ooh, Kingdom Hearts 3. Gosh. Where should I put Kingdom Hearts 3? Kingdom Hearts 3 had a lot of really cool worlds. Probably the coolest ones because they were so much longer. They were like they've really put a lot of effort and time into those worlds, except Frozen. Frozen is just... We don't talk about Frozen, okay? Just like we don't talk about Bruno, we're not gonna talk about Frozen. Kingdom Hearts 3 also had the most peakest moment in Kingdom Hearts that I had experienced. That was peak Kingdom Hearts for me. Like, I'm remembering how I felt in those moments, and I'm like, oh shit, it was so good. The only thing about Kingdom Hearts 3, well, one of the things, I can't remember all of the critiques that I had for it, but a big one that I recall was that I wished the worlds kind of mattered a bit more, because every time you go to a Disney world, this can go across the different Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, mind you, but I truly wish that, like, you know, I feel like every time I went into a world, I was just looking forward to finishing the world because I wanted to see what would happen in the main story afterwards. Like, I really would just constantly be waiting to get more of the main story juiciness, which I feel like a lot of people could probably, you know, relate to. That doesn't mean the worlds weren't cool. There was a lot of really great worlds, like the, well, I won't say too much in case people haven't played it yet. You know, I don't want to spoil the worlds for you all, but I already spoiled Frozen, but whatever. I mean, I still enjoyed the worlds, despite, I just wish that the worlds had more of an importance type deal. Oop. The ending, I feel like there's some parts of it that I was a little surprised by how it went. Again, I don't want to say too much because of spoilers, and if you want to see my Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough to fully hear my thoughts on the end of the game, I'm currently uploading my Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough at the moment on the channel, but the full entirety of the playthrough is on my Patreon, so if you guys are curious to see that, that's on there. But otherwise, you just have to wait till the end of my uploads to see my full thoughts on the game, I guess. There were so many mechanic options. They were a little bit more floaty in comparison to like other worlds or other Kingdom Hearts games, I felt. I didn't end up using a lot of the mechanics because I like to just stick to what I like, and you know. I think it was cool that they added some of the stuff that they did. Are you counting the Remind content as part of this? Probably. Where should I put Kingdom Hearts 3? I think I can easily, like, I'll put it here. Because I don't know if it hit, like, the same feelings I have for Blueprints and Expedition 33. Emotionally, in that one part, you know what I'm talking about? That moment was S tier. Absolutely. Absolutely. Overall, though, like, the overall experience, I feel pretty good putting it high A. I think high A is a good place for it, personally. Where would you put it without Remind? I would still put it in A, I think. I don't think Remind really affects it. Like, overall experience, I was looking for that content in Remind, you know? I remember you guys, remember? When I was like, yo, I missed da-da-da. Yeah, like, I was looking for that stuff. Oh, 0.2 somehow in the chrono. Oh yeah, I think because it was over here. Yeah, when did we play 0.2 actually? Oh, I played 0.2 after we watched the Union Cross thing. We're backtracking to February. I totally forgot that this happened after we watched the Union Cross. 0.2 Birth by Sleep. I enjoyed the gameplay for that one a lot. I thought it was really cool to see the graphic change because this was before Kingdom Hearts 3, so I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Yeah, the picture's small, I'm sorry. It is short but sweet. But I think because it's so short, it's hard to like compare it to other games a little bit. I think I can safely put it here. I felt like I wanted to come back to it and like get you know, get a lot more of the completion stuff, some of the things that I missed or whatever. I liked getting the extra context and more information on Aqua's story. I liked all of that. I'll keep it here for now. Mid-A, I question this? Really? To me, it's like, I enjoyed Khazan a bit more than this game, you know? So to me, my ranking is like, I think that's why it's hard to rank this, because it's like, okay, if we are doing Kingdom Hearts only, then obviously it would be right after Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm putting other games into consideration here. So like it's hard to compare this game because it's just so short, and like the overall experience of 0.2 in comparison to my overall experience of Khazan and my overall experience of Outlaws, you know? So that's why I put it here. I feel like I'd have to do a separate Kingdom Hearts tier list for it to be appropriate to the Kingdom Hearts games. Good idea, do that, we could. We'll have to do everything. Oh God, we'll have to complete absolutely everything. It also could be like I'm forgetting a little bit of what has happened in here. So I feel like the fact that I'm forgetting a little bit, like I obviously had like very big memories, and this is more recent, but I mean, I even edited this video recently, and I'm like, I can't remember too much. There's like moments I recall, but it feels like DLC before the main game. Yeah, that is what it feels like. Okay, so now we're backing up to where we were. So we're in September, and then Final Fantasy Tactics released at the end of September, and I only got to play it for a couple of days before Ghost of Yotei came out. So Final Fantasy Tactics is actually a game that I plan on returning to this new year, actually. We're going to be getting back to it very shortly. So expect to see uploads on this very soon. I hope you guys will like it. I loved my 2 streams of this game. So this is going to be going under the unfinished category. I'm just going to talk about it before I fully place it and stuff. So for Final Fantasy Tactics, this is my first time playing the Final Fantasy Tactics game because if I'm not mistaken, this is like a remake of the OG, right? So yes, Final Fantasy Tactics is my first experience of the game, and with the new voice acting included to it, the gameplay was unique to me. I've never played anything like that before. And the art style I really enjoyed as well. And the story. Obviously the story from what we had experienced was very cool. I'm very intrigued by it, and I'm very much looking forward to experiencing the continuation of the story. So this to me, it's a lot darker of a story and a lot more serious of a story, which I kind of tend to lean a bit more towards overall when it comes to stories. So I feel like, I know I've only played 2 streams of this, but please don't hate me, Kingdom Hearts enjoyers. I really liked what I got out of it so far. But again, this is going off of 2 streams, right? 2 streams. For all I know, this could fall down to here. I highly doubt that that'll happen, but this is where I would put it as of right now, but it is unfinished, so it's going here. Like I said, we will be continuing this playthrough in the new year, so if you want to tune in for that, twitch.tv/lunity, would love to have you here. I'm going to be looking forward to that. I'm just a sucker for like really serious toned stories that are a bit darker. Kingdom Hearts has like more lighthearted, you know, friendships, and it feels a little warmer. Like this feels like a more mature story. This has like mature moments, but I think overall it's like, you know, a bit more, I don't want to say childish because that's not really, yeah, it's like shonen anime versus like a seinen. Anagram is something dark, by the way. Really? Something dark? Oh shit. That's crazy. I did not even realize that was a thing. I'll just assume every Kingdom Hearts is 2 grades lower than what you list, but you're wisely avoiding the murderous fan. I'm very genuine about this. I'm truly not just putting this here so people don't attack me, because there were moments in this that truly made me like, holy shit. Like, you know, it truly had me like this was like the moment that I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. That was crazy. That's like it's top 10 in all of gaming that I've experienced. That's for sure. But that is with all the context of everything that we had experienced in the previous games and the lead up to that. That moment, it's top 10, hands down. in all of the games I've ever played, for sure. Okay, so like I said, we only got to play Tactics for like 2 streams, and then Ghosts of Yotei released. Ghosts of Yotei, I was very much looking forward to this game's release because I was obsessed with Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima was my favorite game, #1 game for the longest time. And then I started playing other games and expanding my horizons, and then it kind of was like, okay, it's hard to, it's hard to compete and have all of these amazing games fighting each other. But I really loved Ghosts of Yotei as well. Where would I put Ghosts of Yotei? I feel like I enjoyed the combat. I enjoyed the vibes of Ghosts of Yotei. The scenery is unmatched. I really like, I'm a sucker for like stylistic like menus and UIs. Like that gets a lot of points for me for some reason. I really, really, really enjoy that kind of stuff. I really liked her character as well. The only thing is like the ending kind of irked me a little bit, because if you know, you know. Again, I'm not trying to spoil stuff. I love the open world in Ghosts of the Ghost franchise. I feel like they do open world very well. I feel like there's always something. If you get how it works, like there's always going to be something somewhere. Where do I put Ghost of Yotei? This is getting tough because generally, at first I was like my heart wants to say low S, but I know that it didn't give me a feeling like I experienced in Kingdom Hearts 3. It's just tough because Kingdom Hearts 3 has that moment, and that moment is hard to navigate. But this is a newer game, so obviously like it has an updated mechanics, exploration, the graphics, it's hard to compare. Because like objectively, game-wise, Ghosts of Yotei could be a better game. But feeling-wise, I think I felt more in Kingdom Hearts 3. Ghosts of Yotei still did make me cry. Doesn't take much, but I still felt. But I felt stronger in Kingdom Hearts 3. I do like the Ghost franchise a lot. Because like I said, Ghost of Tsushima was my #1 game for the longest time. I am conflicted, man. It's tough. It is tough. Because like this is like higher in feeling, but this is like higher like overall experience. Because if I think about like the overall experience of this, I'm taking in the worlds, I'm taking in the mechanics, I'm taking in the, what's my #1 game now? I think it's a tie between Nier Automata or it might actually be Nier Replicant. I think, potentially. Kind of like one peaked a bit higher versus one that was constantly good throughout. Yeah, this had like higher highs, like a bigger peak, but this is like a constantly, like this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I think I probably should have put Rivals somewhere because I was heavily into Rivals, like severely for a while. Rivals released in December of last year, I believe, and we were grinding this for a while. The only thing about Rivals is it's hard to like compare this to other games because a lot of the other games, like they have story. It's like they're able to be compared. So I don't really know how I'm gonna rank Rivals. I had a lot of fun with this game though. Got myself to, what was it? Grandmaster, I think. And then I was like, okay, I've had my fill. And then I got back to playing story games because I really was like grinding this for a solid month at some point. I don't remember when it was. Sure. I think that's good. That's a spot for it. All right, up next, we have Pokemon Legends ZA. Oh, where do we place ZA? I think I might still have preferred Pokemon Legends Arceus after having played ZA. I think Arceus thematically was cooler to me. I liked the history aspect of it. I really liked the story because of that. I thought that was very intriguing. I liked the part where we got to craft our own Pokeballs and having to farm for the materials of it. It was the first of its kind, so it felt really special, like the Legends series. I really liked that. And I kind of enjoyed like the different environments as well in Arceus. I feel like there's a lot of moments in Arceus that were very memorable to me. I liked the music in Arceus. The music in ZA is really good too, but Arceus just hits different. I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking about Arceus so much. Sorry. Okay, well, let's talk about Lumiose, right? Pokemon Legends ZA. I didn't really do a lot of the side quests. There's still so much of it that I have to do. It was fun. I had a lot of fun with the ZA. The story was interesting. The ending was like, okay. I wasn't a big fan of Urbane. I feel like if I had the other girl as like my opponent or whatever, I would have liked that character more. I feel like ZA has no variety of music. Yeah. I feel like it's a lot of the same music. Like, I only really remember the one. It's very iconic for the game. I don't know. I still had a lot of fun with sorry. Can you tell I loved Arceus? Holy shit. Okay. I really enjoyed ZA still, though. I had a good time with it. Where would I put it, though? I had fun with the characters in ZA. Like, all of the gym leaders that we met. I liked how unique they were. They were very memorable. I really, really liked the tournament girl. Jacinthe. I loved her. She was so fun. Her character felt so fun. Like, one of my favorites that I voiced. Because I did the VA for fun in the game as we were playing it, and she was so fun to me. Played a little bit of the DLC, but I played for one stream and I haven't returned to it. It's hard for me to get back into DLCs personally because like my time has passed since I've mained the game, so I fall out of like the routine and the mechanics and like just like the being in it. So I always kind of suck at playing DLCs a little bit. Also, I was playing Blueprints, so all I could think about was wanting to play more Blueprints, so I just ended up playing more Blueprints. Yeah, I feel like the others were definitely, like, much cooler characters. I wish he was written a little different. And I know, like, Pokemon's not, you know, it's not their forte to write the coolest or best stories, but I think a lot of their stories are interesting enough still. Okay, but where do I put this, though? I don't know. I'm thinking this is gonna go here. I liked Outlaws a lot. I feel like this is a good spot. This feels appropriate. I didn't like being stuck in the city and the only Pokemon are in wild zones. Yeah, I didn't mind it too much once I realized that was happening, but I did miss kind of like exploring in new environments. Above Khazan, I was wondering that. I'm still not too sure. Because I'm trying to think of like, okay, was the frustration in Khazan and the overall experience of Khazan more enjoyable than just like the chill vibe that I had in ZA? Do I prefer the chill vibe or do I prefer hating myself? That's a tough question. It's just like such different vibes of games. It's weird to compare the two. Yeah, the combat was fun in ZA, you know? I liked that it was different. I liked that it was fresh. A new take on Pokemon. I like that. Yeah, the customizability, visuals were huge. Agree. This, I'm not too sure. I don't know. It's like, these two are like interchangeable type deal, I think. All right, so after this came the first two episodes. Oh, episodes 1 through 6 of Dispatch. Oh boy. I thought Dispatch was so much fun. It felt fresh. It felt like a breath of fresh air. It felt good to play. It was fun. I loved the choices I got to make in the game. I really liked the main character a lot. I thought he was really cool. I liked the gameplay, even though I wasn't the best at it. I still had a lot of fun with it. There were some parts of it that were like, you know, it was like, it kind of felt like the feeling that I don't like is when it feels like swearing is like forced, or it just feels like I just learned how to say fuck and therefore I need to say it all the time. That's the only thing I don't really like about like these type of Telltale games. Kind of felt the same too. Like sometimes, or it, like Life is Strange kind of has that a little bit. It's just kind of like just throwing in a fuck every so often just because they can. Like it's like they have a fuck quota to reach or something. But I had a lot of fun with Dispatch. I enjoyed it. I liked that it was like short and sweet, and it was like, I want more. I would love to see a season 2. But where do I put this? I got that vibe from it too, and I haven't even played it. It has that vibe, which I'm not, like, some people don't mind that, and like or if they don't even notice or think about it, but it's something I happen to notice in games like that, and it kind of bothers me. It takes me out of it a bit sometimes because it just feels so unnatural. It just feels so like forced sometimes. It's an A for sure, but is it above an A? What I really liked about Dispatch was how fresh it felt. We hadn't played a Telltale-like game in a very long time, and I love those choice games. Like, you have to like think these over, and it really affects the outcome of the story, and I really like, you know, the different endings that everyone experiences. Like, everyone has a different experience, and I really like games like that. So, gosh, this is also more recent, so part of me is like, is this going to be a recency bias thing? I don't know. I feel like the fact that it was shorter is kind of actually like helping it a lot for me too. Sometimes some games I feel like it's a little daunting to get into because they're so long. And it kind of like, I'm like, I just want to like be able to finish and play a game. It feels like a nice bite, a bite-sized treat that you can enjoy without overindulging. It's like the perfect size. It's the perfect bite. Ninja Gaiden, same thing. It was short and sweet. I was considering this for a second though. Like, genuinely, I was thinking about this. And I'm still kind of thinking about it. Just because it's like different, you know? It's just like different. Like I said, a nice, perfect bite. But I don't know. This is tricky to me. I don't know. I'm gonna put this here for now, and I'll think about it. I'll let it marinate. Okay. Next, we have Hyrule Warriors. So this does go into my unfinished category. I had similar feelings as I did with Donkey Kong Bonanza, where I was like, this doesn't feel like a good stream game. So what I mean by that for Hyrule Warriors was there were some great story beats for it, but, and this was my first time playing a Dynasty Warriors type game. I had never played one before. It's very repetitive, which I think is the nature of the game. It's very button mashy, very turn your brain off and just like, you know, do some combos and stuff like that, which is cool if you're in the mood for it. Like, you kind of have to be in the mood. And it's kind of similar in a sense to Kingdom Hearts, where like you go into the world and then you have to wait to finish the stuff to get the story, which is like, you know, it's not like that's an exaggerated version, because this, it's like combat, 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 and then main story happens afterwards, which is the style of game. That's fine. So yeah, it is unfinished. I haven't played it since I stopped playing it on stream. I am curious because, like, ever since playing Tears of the Kingdom, I was like, oh, I want to get more story of Tears of the Kingdom. I would love to get more of the context. And we were getting that. But also I feel, yeah, like there was like the mystery of like, who's this or whatever. But I don't know. I haven't finished it. So I feel like it's hard for me to truly categorize this somewhere. But I think I would put it here, personally. It's more like my style of game in comparison to these. Like, the only reason to reiterate that these games are here is because it's not my type of thing. It's just not my jam. Like, I could see myself playing this. It's just, Musou games aren't well beloved from what I've seen because of the repetitive nature of the gameplay style. Yeah, you just kind of have to be in the mood to play something like that. So this goes here, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, I put B Bananza, right? Yeah, I think I put Bananza here. So this makes sense. Mario Kart World at C tier? Yeah, so I feel like I almost need to reword this for like, not my thing. C tier for not my thing. Not for me. I think that's better. I don't think they're bad games. I think they're great games for people that like these kind of games. C, not for me, basically. Ninja Gaiden 4. So this was the last full game that I've played. I mean, the last, like, as of right now, I'm like playing Blueprints still. Cause like I said, technically it's unfinished, but like, you know, there's still a lot to uncover in this game, and I've just been having the best time with it, so we've been extending our stay. So Ninja Gaiden 4, this was my first time playing a Ninja Gaiden game, and I didn't know what to expect going into it, but it was a pleasant surprise. I really enjoyed it. I thought the combos were kind of hard for me to remember. There's so fucking many. There are so many combos in Ninja Gaiden 4. I probably didn't play it to the best of its capability. There's probably different playstyles, and I just played like boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. But I had fun. It was a lot of fun. I really loved, oh my god, I loved the music in this game. The music was so good. I actively like wish I could listen to it or have it on Spotify. If it's on Spotify, let me know. It's so good. What's his name? Victor Borba? His vocals are just so excellent. It's so fantastic. One of my favorite OSTs of the year, including Expedition 33 and all of the other ones. Like, it's just so good. Short and sweet, kind of like I said with Dispatch. I finished this in 6 streams, which is very short for me, and I probably could have done it in shorter if I hadn't done other like sponsored stuff in other streams. This probably could have been done in like potentially even 4 streams for me. Ninja Gaiden 4. The characters were cool too. I felt like I enjoyed their personalities, and I enjoyed, for what they were. The story was like, nothing crazy. It's not like a Expedition 33 story. I think Outlaws story is better than Ninja Gaiden's potentially. Perhaps, possibly, probably. Where would I put this? But I had a lot of fun. It's a different style of game from a lot of, I'm gonna put this in A tier, but where? I am going to put this, I may have to rethink this in a second here, but I'm thinking I'm putting it here. Outlaws is kind of hard to beat. There's like a threshold of Outlaws. It's like there's a wall. It's like as if there's a wall here that's hard for things to pass it, because it had Sabak and the vibes and just the overall experience. Something about Outlaws just is like very comfy to me. Something about Outlaws gives me comfort. I don't know what it is. But there's just something there for me with Outlaws. It's just hard to beat it for a certain point. My conflict is between Ninja Gaiden, Pokemon, and Khazan. These 3, I don't know what's happening here. So what is it about Khazan that I like over Ninja Gaiden 4 and Pokemon, if I were to guess? I think the story in Khazan is better than Ninja Gaiden 4 and Pokemon. The art style, love, because it had like that cell shade, and the character designs were so freaking cool. Combat. I like the music in Ninja Gaiden 4 the most out of those 3 games, by far. Combat between Khazan and Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden is very fast, but also Khazan is very fast. The way I played it was very fast. Combat-wise, I think Khazan might have been a little easier to follow, but the boss fights were harder in Khazan. Ninja Gaiden 4, I know can be harder. I didn't play on the hardest difficulty, so that's where it's like a 6, 7. I don't know how to compare the two, because I didn't play Ninja Gaiden 4 on the hardest difficulty, but I played Khazan on that. Did you just... Dude! Ever since, now I can't do this without, we've been doing this since the beginning of time. Right, Centro? And so now I'm just we can't just not. I just really love the Ninja Gaiden soundtrack, bro. That soundtrack is so good. I know, the soundtrack might carry Ninja Gaiden 4 over Khazan, but we have Ben Starr as Khazan, so man, Maybe purely for the music, TBH. I think this is what I'm choosing. Sorry, Pokemon, but I do like my Souls-likes. I decided to add Goodnight Universe to the list because this is a game that I did play in its entirety this year. A lovely indie game. Technically, this was a sponsor, but we enjoyed it so much and we were having so much fun with it that we decided to play it to the end, and it was short and sweet. I hadn't played the previous game that these devs have made. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, this was short and sweet. Where do I put this little guy? It was like a pleasant surprise, honestly. I'm not too sure though. Maybe I'll put it here. A lot of things get put in A. It's hard to not put stuff in A sometimes because I feel like B tier is like, it's just like a different tier, you know? Goodnight Universe was a good time. Lovely story, short and sweet, beautifully written. I liked it. It was good. Looney is very generous in her ratings. Yeah, I need like an A, a double A, and a triple A tier, basically. Yeah, like the A category in itself needs its own. Because if I were to categorize my A category, it would be these three, and then Rivals, Outlaws would be in its own, maybe? Maybe? No. Rivals, Outlaws, Ninja Gaiden, Khazan would be in its own tier, and then these three in another tier. So this is my A, double A, triple A. I feel pretty good about this list though. I'm very excited to continue Final Fantasy Tactics in the new year here. I will probably end up playing Bananza some more off stream. Oh yeah, another reason I didn't finish Hyrule Warriors on stream and I wasn't too worried about it was because I do have a friend that wants to play Hyrule Warriors together at some point. So I was like, well, I can continue that then. As for the other games that are in my unfinished list, I do want to continue Metaphor at some point. I don't know if that's going to be like, if I happen to find some time off stream to continue playing Metaphor, I would love to still continue it and at least like share it on Patreon or something. Wuchang, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I don't know if I'll ever get the opportunity to finish those games. I would feel really good if I could, but I have a feeling if anything, maybe Shadows would get a chance to be finished. Wuchang, I'm not too sure, mostly because of like the boss fight stuff. So this is my official 2025 tier list of games that I played. How exciting. I feel like it's not, like I said previously, there's not as many games as maybe we usually would have done in a year, and there's a lot of unfinished ones, but regardless, 2025 was a goated year with amazing games. I didn't get a chance to experience some of them, like Death Stranding, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Silk Song, and Hades 2. I know those were all on like, you know, the Game of the Year list and stuff like that. A lot of those games I didn't get around to because I had either not played the first one. That's mostly a big reason why. Like, I didn't play the first versions of those games, so I didn't get around to the sequel. I would love to play Hollow Knight and Silk Song at some point. I feel like Death Stranding might be a game that I might dabble into at some point. I wasn't too sure if it was going to be a game that would like be something I would enjoy personally or not. I didn't know if it was like the loony vibe, because I'm not really into like games that might be a little spooky or creepy or weird, or I don't know if that's what Death Stranding is or not. If it's not, you know, if it's something that I would potentially enjoy, I would be open to it in the future. But it's just hard to play all the games because there are just so many. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my tier list. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree with some of my takes or if you completely disagree. And a reminder, it is okay if we do disagree because like I said previously, we are all different humans and that's what makes these tier lists and having opinions and different ideas so fun, is because that's just, you know, what makes life interesting, is having different thoughts and being our own people. Wow, we love that. But yeah, let me know what you guys enjoyed this year, what games were in your S tier this year. Even if it's not on my list, I would love to hear what you guys thought. Thank you so very much for watching, and I hope to see you in 2026. Join us, twitch.tv/lunity. Would love to have you guys here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye!